as you were at the top of the Serie A table, as both AC Milan and Inter Milan kept up the pace. And what about the chasing pack? Is there any hope for them? We'll take a little look at it next. Right, folks, back once again with another Predictor show. Today we take a look at match number 21 out in Serie A, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash your subscribe to get you bang up to date with all things Batman Rose later, Serie A related. Whoa, we're going to go here. Under one Ruski, that's right, my tip for the title. That is AC Milan keeping up the heat at the top, 2 points clear over the nearest and dearest Inter Milan. We'll take a look at all of that in a second. Of course, big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are, you sexy beasts. That's right. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Of course, if you are interested in joining that band of men, there is a link down below. Check it all out, patreon.com/Roverseas. There's also in the description links to my Twitter, Facebook. Of course, if you want to chat with me there, this is the best place to do it. Anyway, let's get into it. Of course, got a lot to cover tonight. Not just here. Of course, we've gone around Europe right now. We're recording all of them. Look at my t-shirt. How weird is that? Transparent. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Take a look at how we all got on. In La Italy is the criterion of 3 in the shit-face gang, 4-7 straight-face club, and in 8+, you're in the top bins. Here we go. Kick it all back to Friday, the 29th of January, was a 1-1 draw between Torino and Fiorentina. Frank Ribery on the score sheet, and De Balotelli finally get back to the scoring ways for Torino in a score draw. Giancarlo, Gustavelli and Nikola Milinkovic get themselves sent off. Fiorentina ended up with 9 men. Actually, the 1-0 win was my pick for Torino, but I got it wrong. It was a draw in the end. Bologna, though, 2-1, a loss to AC Milan. Andrea Poli on the score sheet for Bologna. Ante Rebic. Frank Kessie on the score sheet for AC Milan. Of course, I think Zlatan must have been suspended, I think, on that one. Let me have a look. I did see the starting lineups on that. Oh, Zlatan played. He played. Anyhow, 2-1 win it was for my tip for the title. Of course, I also went with them as well with a 2-1 win, so ain't too shabby. Goals galore on that one. Of course, Sampdoria lost to Juventus. Of course, they did a 2-1 win. It was my pick. 2-0 win for Juventus. Chiesa and Aaron Ramsey, who looks to be hanging on over in Juventus. I thought he might make a move on the transfer deadline, but he's staying put, it looks like, featuring, of course, scoring goals. Meanwhile, Inter Milan, they took care of a bit of business against Benevento with a 4-0 win, quite comfortable win in the end. Goal scorers on the day, Romelu Lukaku with a couple of goals, Lautaro Martinez as well. Ricardo Improta with a big for OG, opened up the scoring, giving Inter Milan the win. Actually went a 3-0 win, not too shabby. Spezia against Udinese ended up as a 1-0 win for Udinese, a big win for them, of course, on Sunday that was. Rodrigo de Paul got himself a goal, and then he got himself sent off. Ricardo Spandriana also got himself sent off, as both sides ended up with 10 men action with a draw myself. Not too bad. Big win for Genoa, 3-0 win over Crotone. Mattia Destro with a couple of goals there. Leonard Chaboza also on the score sheet for Genoa as they took care of the 3 points. Actually went with a 2-1 win, not too bad, happy with that. Atalanta though had a bit of a rough one against Lazio, 3-1 for Lazio as they look to be back to the best as well. Adam Mirovic, Joaquim Corriera and Vedet Modici on the score sheet for Lazio. Mario Pasalac getting the one to go for Atalanta as they lost. So 3-1 was my pick for the other way, but Lazio coming out with their 3 points. Cagliari also grinded out a result against Sassuolo. Joao Pedro on the score sheet for Cagliari. Giamelia Boga, late equaliser for Sassuolo as they sports were split right down the middle. Got that one bang on the bloody nose. They cooled it, absolutely cooled it. Next up though, Napoli 2-0 winners over Parma. Of course, Elias Elmas on the score sheet, Matteo Politano giving Napoli the 2-0 win. Actually made the 3-0 win myself, not too bad. Roma took care of the business against Verona with Gianluca Mancini, Hendrik Mkhitaryan and Borja Majoral on the score sheet for Roma. Ebrahima Coley on the score sheet for Verona in the end. Actually went the 2-0 win, and as you can see, I did pretty good, lads. I did pretty shitty hotty. 7 out of 10, which I think puts me in the top bins. Here we go. The table looks like this. Milan AC, of course, top of the pops by 2 points. Inter Milan in second, 4 points clear over Roma, who have 1 point clear over Juventus, of course, who have a game in hand, win that, and they go third. Napoli are into fifth, Lazio in sixth, Crotone, Parma, Cagliari going down as it stands. Of course, let's take a look at how you all got on in the prediction league. Here we go. If you get 7+, you're in the top bins. I don't think that's right. You know the deal right here. Next up, of course, look at this guy. Alan FC has written an essay for you. I've never read this. I didn't actually read all this because there's a lot. I expect Zlatan team to get through against Bologna. They're a better team, although last game a bit disappointing against Atalanta. However, Bologna played against the same team and managed to end the match 2-2. It would not be an easy game for AC Milan. I would if Bologna intend to defend their rank 13th. Sampdoria will be dangerous. Of course they will. I expect Juventus to get through against home team. They're a far better team. He fully explains all this stuff. Good essay, takes his time. I appreciate that, Alan. See, that's why you get a screen to yourself. But you did all right. You did all right. Irish Stringer, how about you? You did good. Nathan Eva, well done to you. Of course, Jacob Nugare, he's okay. Young Bus also did bits. Johnny did good. Tom Stainer did fab. Of course, Krabby SUD did okay. Or Trotman also did very, very well. Oh, the Mexican Sniper, well done to you. Of course, D-Man also did good. Ross Frost also did very, very well. And Shane O'Donnell, well done to the patrons. Look at them all. Sexy beasts, there they are. All right, Jojo, you also patron. You also did good. Deep the Great also did okay. Of course, Shepard also did very, very good. Of course, Gaming Charlie, we'll get to you in a minute. Going to do bits. Gaming Charlie did fantastic. Look at him. Magic Monday also did good. Of course, Alex Well also did a bit of it okay. We got Vincent Young did good. James BCFC, oh great. He is okay. Costas Day, he's okay. Hansworth also kept up the heat as well. How about the leaderboard? If your name's Yannick Buster with a 5 and Jacob Nugare, how bad is that? You're 5th in your bottom. That's terrible. You have to be, you have to be good this week. It looks like Gaming Charlie on Magic Monday. Outright kingpins this week. And I think it's a legitimate, no shady business going on. Of course, Crappy SUD and a chasing pack on 7. Quite a good turnout for the patrons as well. So we've got the overall leaderboard. Who has made up ground at the top of the table? Who is your outright leader? It is, of course, on Magic Monday with the 4 percentage points claims over Alex Weller. Alex Weller, you dropped points today. You dropped 2 off of Magic Monday. I'm not happy with that. Gaming Charlie, though, he kept the heat up. He's the only one that kept the heat up with, of course, a Magic Monday this week. So if Magic Monday keeps on out predicting all years, or if no one can outdo him, he's going to be the king. He's going to be the king, and I'm keeping my eye on him. I did wrap his knuckles out of the Premier League though, so I'm keeping my eye on you, son. Let's get into course the next round of matches kicking all off. Of course, on Friday it'll be Fiorentina up against Inter Milan. Fruity won this one. The played than the last 6. We've only got condensed stats here because I've got too much tonight. Of course, played the last round in Fiorentina in the league was a 1-1 draw back in December 2019. Boria Valiaro on the score sheet for Inter Milan last round. Dusan Vlahovic getting the equaliser for Fiorentina back in the day. Of course, they played each other in the Coppa Italia this season in Fiorentina as well as a 2-1 win for Inter. That was a couple of games a couple of weeks ago. That was a 2-1 for Inter. Of course, they played each other in the league as well back in Milan as a 7-goal thriller. That's what we like to see back in favour in September 4-3 for Inter Milan. Milan actually defeated Internazionale and defeated in 15 last 16 away matches in the Premier League, keeping a clean sheet in the last 3, both having away. Fiorentina, though, undefeated in the last 6 at home. But they're coming into this just 1 win the past 4 games for Fiorentina. 1 was against Crotone. Meanwhile, 4 wins the past 5 games for Inter Milan in all competitions. The only hiccup was a draw against Udinese. Look at the bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this one? Fiorentina 5-1 for the victory. 31-10 is your draw. 20-11 on is your Inter Milan. Of course, stone cold favourites. A win for them. They could actually go top of the pops. Oh yeah, top of the pops. On their way. Of course, Fiorentina coming into this in 11th, and a win for them. They could close in on 10th in the table. Fiorentina won't get anything out of this. I've gone with Inter Milan with a 2-1 win to take 3 points in the end. Next up, we have Sassuolo up against Spezia. Of course, they played in the last 5. It's been 5 wins out of 5 for Sassuolo, including last round in Sassuolo in the Coppa Italia. That's the picture in the league. It was a 3-2 win for Sassuolo back in 2013. Goodness gracious me. Goal scorers on the day: Andrea Catalini, Emanuele Taniova, and Thomas Picciani on the score sheet. Marco Santorini and Thomas Pilachimi or Pilchman on the score sheet, of course, for Spezia last time around. They also played each other back in Spezia back in September. Of course, it was a 4-1 win for Sassuolo. Goodness gracious me. Heading into this, though, 3 defeats on the spin for Spezia, losing to Udinese, Napoli, and Roma. Sassuolo, without a win in 5, absolutely crazy. The last time they were victorious was back in the start of Jan, with a 2-1 win over Genoa. Of course, heading into this, though, the bookies' odds on this was Sassuolo 2017 on Stone Cold favourites 30 to your 3-1 is your Spezia. Spezia coming into this, of course, into 16th for the moment, but with them they could actually shoot all the way up to 13th for the table. Sassuolo are in 8th, and with them they could close in on 7th. And that's all the best they could do. I think that Sassuolo will get the win there with a 2-0 win over Spezia to get themselves back in, stop this rot that run, which is a 4-game winless run. Next up, of course, we have Atalanta up against Torino. Of course, played in the last 6, 3 for Atalanta, 2 for Torino, and 1 draw. Last round in Atalanta was a bloody 5-goal thriller going in favour of Torino. Kevin Balfanzi on the score sheet, Alex Barinja, Armand Izzo getting the goals as well for Torino. Duvan Zapata getting a couple of goals for Atalanta. They also played each other back in Torino back in September. It was a 4-2 win, though, this time around for Atalanta. Torino have actually drawn the last 3 matches in the Serie A. They're coming into this without a win in at least 6. On flip side, just 1 win in the past 4 games, or 5 games, sorry, for Atalanta, of course. 1 win, 1 defeat at the past 5 games for Atalanta. The 1 defeat was against Lazio just the other day. Of course, bookies odds on this one. Of course, Atalanta will be your favourites coming into this. 10-3 on for the victory. 4-1 is draw. 9-1 is your away win. Of course, Torino in 17th. A win for them. They could go 16th. Whereas Atalanta are in 7th. A win for them. They could shoot up into the Champions League spots at the expense of Juventus. Of course, with a bit of a luck and a bit of win as well. Going with Atalanta with the 3-1. Torino are in trouble. Next, of course, 31 here. 4th place Juventus up against 3rd place Roma. They played each other in the last 6. 3 for Juve, 2 for Roma, and 1 draw. Last last time around in Turin was a 3-1 win. Sorry, last time in Turin was a 3-1 win for Roma. Of course, August 2020 it was last season. Nikola Kalinic, ex-Rover, Diego Peretti with a couple of goals there. Gonzalo Higuain get the goal for Juventus. Of course, last time around in this season was back in Rome. It was a 2-2 draw in September. Jordan Vertut with a couple of goals there for Roma. Cristiano Ronaldo with a couple of goals for Juventus. Adrian Robert himself sent off though. Juventus undefeated in 36 of the last 38 matches at home. Scoring at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches as well. Coming into 4-1 in the split for Juventus. Last time they suffered a defeat was against Inter Milan all the way back in the 17th of Jan. On the flip side, back-to-back wins for Roma. Of course, beating Spezia, beating Verona as well. Look at the bookies odds. Juventus will be your favourites. 5-4 for the victory. 3-1 is your draw. 3-1 is also your away win. That is Roma. Roma in third win for them. They could close in on second win for Juventus. In fourth, they could go third themselves. Tight one. This one we're going to go with Juventus with a 2-0 win to take the 3 points. Genoa up against Napoli, of course, on the same match day, which will be Tuesday. Of course, last 6 is 4 for Napoli, nothing for Genoa, and 2 draws. Last time around in Genoa was a 2-1 win for Napoli. That was back in July 2020 in lockdown. Dries Mertens, Herman Lozano on the score sheet for Napoli. Eduardo Gorodinga on the score sheet for Genoa last time. Of course, the picture in Naples back in September was a 6-0 win for Napoli. Lozano with a couple of goals there. Mertens, Zielinski, Elmanis, and Politano as well. Heading into this, Genoa keeping a clean sheet in the last 4 matches. Heading into this, of course, just 1 defeat in the past 6 games for Genoa. That was against Juventus in the Coppa Italia. On the flip side, 2 wins on the spin for Napoli, of course, in the Coppa Italia and, of course, in Serie A as well. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Napoli coming into this. Favourites 15-8 for the victory. 19-4 is your draw. 50-8 on. 16-5 is your draw on this one. Napoli coming into this. In 6th win for them. They could actually go as high as 3rd in the table. Whereas Genoa coming into this, of course, down into 14th now. Win for them. They could shoot up to as high as 11th. Of course, they were relegation threat not too long ago. Now they're pushing for mid-table. I'm going with Naples on this one. Napoli with the win, with the 2-1 win in the end. Benevento up against Sampdoria, of course, mid-table crunch clash. Played each other in the past 5 times. 3 for Sampdoria, 2 for Benevento. No draws last time around. In Benevento was a 3-2 win for Benevento. That was back in Serie A, of course, a couple of seasons ago. Massimiliano Cola with a couple of goals. Enrico Briganola as well. They were Konaki and Gianluca Capriari on score sheet for Sampdoria. Giacomo Sala got himself sent off. Of course, they played each other back in Sampdoria, of course, earlier in the season. In September was a 3-2 win for Benevento as well. So it's been back-to-back wins for Benevento, scoring 6 goals in those 2 games. Benevento conceded at least 2 goals in the last 4 matches in Serie A. Of course, Sampdoria just 3 wins and 3 defeats for the past 6. Just 1 win the past 6 games for Benevento. That was against Cagliari all the way back on the 6th of Jan, of course. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Benevento 50-8 for the victory, 23-10 is draw, 7-5 is your Sampdoria. Sampdoria coming into this in 10th for them. They could close in on 9th, whereas Benevento are coming into this in 12th for them. They could go 11th in the table. I've gone with Sampdoria with a 2-0 win. Of course, they're my boys, really. 2-0 win away from home, 3 points in the bag. Next, of course, the leaders. AC Milan up against Crotone. Of course, played in the last 6, 5 wins for AC Milan, nothing for Crotone, and 1 draw last round. In Milan was a 1-0 win for Milan back in January 2018. Leonardo Bonucci on the score sheet, giving them the 3 points. They played in Crotone back in September, was a 2-0 win for Milan as well. Frank Kessie, Brahim Diaz as well. So it's been 3 wins on the spin for Milan, and they haven't conceded a goal against Crotone in the last 3. Milan undefeated in 30 last 32 matches in Serie A. Coming into this, of course, not great form though, not great form at all. Just 1 in the past 3, losing to Inter Milan in the Coppa Italia, also losing to Atalanta a couple of games back as well. Just 1 in the past 6 for Crotone, that was against Benevento in the league, a couple of games back as well. And look at the bookies odds. AC Milan 72, Stone Cold favourites, of course. 72 on, 92 is your, 10-1 is your Crotone. Crotone coming into this, of course, in the bottom of the table, but a win for them, they could actually shoot up as high as 17th in the table, whereas Milan are top, and a win for them, they will be top. Oh yeah, to the bottom of the big fat lady like on their way. Of course, I've gone with Milan on this one with a 3-0 win comfortably and a clean sheet to boot yet again. Next up, of course, we have Udinese against Hellas Verona. Of course, played on the last 6 for 3 for Udinese, 1 for Verona, 2 draws. Last time around in Udinese was in fact a draw back in February 2020, pre-lockdown. It was, of course, the played in Verona back in September was a 1-0 win for Verona. In fact, Verona keeping a clean sheet in the last 3 matches against Udinese. I haven't lost in the last 3 as well. Udinese fend to win the last 5 home matches in Serie A. Of course, coming into this, just 1 win the past 6. That one was against Spezia on the road. On the flip side, just 2 defeats the past 6 against Verona, and 2 defeats in the past 3. So their form is a little bit wobbly at the moment. Look at the bookies odds. Udinese 11-8 for the victory, 21-10 is your draw, 11-5 is your Verona. Verona coming into this, and of course in 9th for them, they could go 8th, whereas Udinese are actually in 13th for the moment, and with them they could go 11th in the table. I've gone with Udinese with another home win on this one, 2-1 win over Hellas Verona, and to keep the season on in good stead as well. Parma against Bologna, of course, let's take a look at it. Played each other in the last 6, 2 for Bologna, 1 for Parma, 3 draws last time in. Parma was a 2-2 draw back in July 2020. In lockdown, it was Danilo, Roberto Soriano on the score sheet for Bologna, Jason Kutric, Robert Inglesi Iglesias on the score sheet for Parma. Of course, they played each other in Parma back in, they played each other in Bologna back in September. It was a 4-1 win for Bologna back in the day. Roberto Soriano, Andres Scoff Olsen on the score sheet. Rodrigo Pagliaccio on the score sheet as well. Hernani also getting a goal for Parma, with Simeone Icaponi got himself sent off. Parma actually failed to score in their last 7 home matches and also lost 7 of the last 8. Bologna failed to score in the last 3 on the road. Just 1 win the past 6 games for Bologna. That was against Verona. A couple of games back. Meanwhile, 3 defeats on the spin for Parma. In fact, 5 defeats the past 6 games. Not good form for Parma at all. Parma's odds are 5-2 for the victory. 11-10 is your Bologna stunk over. It's 23-10. Is your draw. Bologna are actually in 15th for the moment. But for them, they could actually go as high as 11th. Parma are actually in 19th for the moment. For them, they could actually go as high as 17th for the table. What have I gone? What have I gone for on this one? I'll tell you what I've gone for. I've gone with a surprise to the win there with Parma. I don't know where that's come from, but they got a 1-0 win in the end. And wrapping it up. It'll be Lazio up against Cagliari, of course. Played each other in the last 6. 5 for Lazio, nothing for Cagliari. 1 draw last time out in Rome. That was a 2-win for Lazio back in July 2020 in lockdown. Milinkovic-Savic on the score. Ciro Immobile as well. Giovanni Simeone on the score sheet for Cagliari. Of course, they played each other back in Cagliari back in September. It was a 2-0 win for Lazio. Manuel Lazzari and Ciro Immobile again. It's actually 4 wins on the spin for Lazio. 5 wins on the spin, against Cagliari. Lazio, though, have actually won the last 5 matches in Serie A right here, right now. Of course, Cagliari failing to win the last 13 matches. Of course, heading into this, though, 5 wins in the past 6 games. The only hiccup, though, was against Atalanta in the Coppa Italia, whereas it's been, I don't know what's gone wrong with Cagliari. Just 3 wins all season. They're in a bother, and they could be going down. Look at the bookies. Odds on this one. Cagliari are actually 7-1 for them. 7-4 on is your Lazio. 4-1 is your draw. Cagliari coming in the drop zone, but for them, they could go as high as 16th. Lazio are in 6th. For them, they could go as high as 3rd in the table. Oh, yes. Lazio will get the win with the 2-win and a clean sheet to boot to put Cagliari in a bit of bother. This is what the table will look like at the end of it, though. AC Milan, of course, 2 points clear over Inter Milan, who will be 5 points clear over Juventus, who have a game in hand. Napoli up to 4th. Lazio and Roma make up 5th and 6th. Crotone, Cagliari, and Torino going down. Bologna, for whatever reason. How the heck does that happen? How the heck does that? Now, Cagliari down to 19th. I see it. I'm bloody blind. Anyway, that's what I think will happen. Be sure to get your picks on that today. For the prediction league, of course. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love and smash that thumbs up, smash subscribe, of course. Also, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the best place to do it. Check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But until then, make sure you mask up, get predicting. Of course, be safe out there. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to. But until then, I'll see you all next time. Until then, happy predicting.